Good to know that you're still there with us. Now moving on to the conversation in proper, talking about the new Naira note and matters arising. The new Naira note has created a lot of chaos in Nigeria. It has destroyed a lot of businesses. It has led a lot of people to their early graves. I know what I mean when I'm saying this, because if you get to have someone in the hospital at this particular moment, or even if you are the one that is being admitted, you will know what Naira scarcity means. Aside that, if you are a traveler and you need to move just so from one location to the other, then you will know what this Naira scarcity also means when it comes to survival of businesses in Nigeria. Lo and behold, despite all that we have experienced this year, imagine just yesterday night, we had our government coming out to say that Nigerians can keep on spending the 200 naira, the 500 naira, and the 1000 naira old notes. Now, there was a set agenda for all this, for the new notes. And we heard that, okay, it is to curb the level of vote buying, it is to reduce terrorism, it is to reduce banditry and kidnappings. Are we going to say that we have used that new Naira redesign to make the needed changes that we need in our society? What is even the essence and the relevance of this hardship that Nigerians have passed through over the past few months? And the new statement issued out by the Central Bank of Nigeria, how well can we rely on this? What is the way forward? All this and together we'll be talking about this morning with our guest in the studio, a public affairs analyst and also a member of civil society organization in Nigeria, Actop Africa, and that is in person of Mr. John Oluwafemi. I welcome you to the program this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Well, from the narrations that we had before we came on screen, we were talking about how the scarcity has affected ease of transportation, ease of movement, and the pains it has caused most Nigerians. Now, just yesterday, CBN okayed 1,500 naira and 200 naira notes to be spent again. To me, have we achieved all what we are supposed to achieve? What we even say is the goal of this policy?
Okay. Thank you very much. In the first place, well, the issue of that policy, the Naira redesign policy, those things that we have actually earlier mentioned that they set as part of the objective, because they didn't actually give us a real objective, a concrete objective. The objective are the ones we mentioned concerning banditry, to reduce terrorism, to actually curb vote buying. Now, the first question which needs to ask should be, okay, is CBN saddled with those objectives?
Okay.
Because when measuring, when doing monitoring and evaluation of a particular project or an organization, a particular thing that you want to carry out, you have to look at the objective. It is the objective that you will use to actually evaluate. Now, if the answer is no, that CBN is not saddled with those, because we have organizations that are saddled with the issue of curbing terrorism. We have organizations that are saddled with issue of corruption, because trading of votes during election is actually an act of corruption.
And we have agencies
that are saddled with those. So if CBN is now dabbling into this, then it means they actually don't know what they are, the purpose of their establishment. That aside, now another thing is, for me, have we achieved what we want to achieve? What they said they want to achieve? No, it's a big no, because just as politicians, just as you know politicians, they are always a step ahead in their antics, you know. So, and during election, as a citizen of Nigeria who participated in election, I can tell you categorically that there are so many other means in which they used to buy votes from the
so it is not just about cash.
It's not about cash. So then, talking about terrorism, we saw on social media everywhere where terrorists are showing us that they have the new Naira note that Nigerians don't even have access to. If thank God for 200 naira, Now, a lot of Nigerians, yes, you have mentioned it when you were doing your intro. You know, a lot of Nigerians have died because of this scarcity of currency. But if you look at it very well, if not because of 200 naira that has been released, that people are now accepting, things will have gone so.
And this time around, there is this statistics that was made known by Act of Africa as regards the spendings of Nigeria, and that we want to indulge the attention of Nigerians to run comments on this when the time for us to entertain calls. Like, do you know you lose 20 to 40% of your money to POS? If your salary is 30,000 naira, the POS charges goes at the rate of 30%, and that is 9,000 naira. You're going home with 21,000 naira. If you are earning 100,000 naira, you are going home with 70,000 naira. Now, before this policy, it was said that poverty rate in Nigeria, 130 million Nigerians are in poverty.
Yes.
Now we have this whereby our income is now being reduced.
Yes.
Abject poverty is $1 per day, which is around 750.
Yeah.
Poverty is $2 per day, which is around 1,500 naira.
Yes.
Now 1,500 naira, even if you are earning 60,000 naira, it does not cover for the 45,000 naira.
Yes.
So we can say that Nigerians, most
are now under.
No, it was most before, because we had 130, that is over half of Nigeria population.
More of that most now, because we have added more.
Now, before making any policy, what should be the steps to be taken? Because of what we are, where we have found ourselves now, forestalling future occurrences.
Yeah.
Before coming up with any policy, let us just set agenda for the new government. Yeah. What should be the steps to be taken?
Yes, I think for anything, not even policy alone, for any project you want to carry out, you need to conduct needs assessment. Why do we want to do what we want to do? Who are those that are actually going to be affected positively and negatively? So if there are some people that are going to be affected positively, does that positivity actually worth carrying out that particular project? Now, for those who are going to be affected negatively, what are the palliative measures that we have to put in place so that the negative effect, because there is nothing you will do that will not have negative effect. You can only reduce the amount of the effect it's going to have on people. So you have to put all these things into perspective, proper perspectives, so that when you are coming up with it, you already have a basis. You know exactly what you want to achieve. You know people that are going to be affected. Like, then now you now consider, okay, the people, like for example, when it comes to one of those issues that we have in Nigeria today is the issue of environmental impact assessment. People are not always carried along when we want to do all these things, and the funniest thing is it is the people that are going to be affected. So also any policy that we want to carry out, we need to look for an enlarged, like expanded stakeholder. We'll bring them together, because we don't just look at perspective from the angle of policymakers alone. We have to look at those that we are going to apply that policy. We need to look at them as well, because they are actually the utmost beneficiary of that particular policy. So we have to bring them. So it means participatory way of coming up with budgeting. We have to expand, look for stakeholders and bring them on the table. Now,
there was a time that the presidential candidates of APC that is now elected into power made an allegation against Emefiele and that the new Naira notes redesign was targeted against him. And over time, after the presidential election, we were expecting that things ought to have changed. But we did not see any changes.
Actually, before you go into that, I have always disagree with that particular statement.
Does he say that?
That policy targets one person.
When we have over 200 million
over
Nigerians.
200 million Nigerians. Because today, just like what we were discussing before we get to the studio, we were discussing the effect on two of us. We actually were exchanging notes on the issue of this Naira. So how would somebody just come up and say it's affecting me? Why?
So when directly it is not even affecting him.
Them. Yes, because they don't even spend cash in the first place. Because when people raise this kind of issue, I ask them question. These people that we are talking about, they don't even touch cash anymore. They have PAs, not PAs.
They don't even go to buy anything.
It is we that we go to the Mama Abilikisu, we go to Mama Michael and all the rest of them. We buy from them. And these are the same set of people that will tell you, I don't have account number, so you have to give me cash. We are the ones solving these things. So I just want to clarify that area, because they make it sound, it's part of what they use on Nigeria. There's a way we touch on the psyche of people and make them believe in what is not right. Because are you saying you are more Nigerian than me? Or
and even now, aside that, Emefiele standing on that the president has not spoken, that he directed Nigerians to be spending the old 200 naira notes, that he's supposed to make another statement again. And now the presidency saying that nothing should have stopped the CBN from complying with the Supreme Court judgment. Now, that one, what does it stand for democracy, the price of democracy in Nigeria? If democracy is all about the people, and yet the people at the ends of affairs seems not to get their workings right.
Yes, I think it is now. I've said something. I think we have mentioned it here. We, in democracy, one of the pitfalls of democracy is what we are experiencing now. We focus more on those that are in office without addressing the real issue. The real issue is this: we have actually left the political parties to run our lives, because it is, let me use, forgive me people that are listening at home, let me use my Badan person English. It is the political party that shop what we shop.
Okay.
They shop for candidates. That's what I mean by shop what we shop. They shop for candidates, assuming that they are supposed to shop for color red, and they eventually, because of their greed or whatever thing that comes into play, they shop for color blue. It means that if every other party too shop for color blue, we are left with no choice than to pick from those colors. And whereas we are supposed to we are supposed to pick red, it means that the will of the people is actually embedded
in some certain set of people.
And therefore, these people that are in the parties, that is why we need strong party. We need parties that knows exactly what they are doing. Party with ideologies.
But do we have varying ideology in the present political party in Nigeria? Because I could remember most Nigerians, they believe in the Peter Obi movement, obedience movement. Yeah. But there was a time during campaign that he said that he has the same ideology with that of his former master Atiku Abubakar, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, that they share the same ideology because they have once run on the same platform as president and vice president. So are we going to say that there are different ideologies in different political parties in Nigeria?
Now, when it comes to ideology, in terms of picking candidates, our ideology, the ideology of the people, the type of thing that the developed country will be looking at is different from what we'll be looking at. I don't want us to look at what is the opinion of the candidate that we are talking about. I'm talking of addressing the issue because these people they are actually operating in what is presently in the reality for now, because our reality is different from what we ought to be doing. Now what we ought to have is, when you that are going, you only have intention, but the decision of the people, what the people want, determines what you do.
What the people want determines what you do.
But for them, it is what they have in mind. That's what they want to execute. So it is from the party, at the level of the party. Like those, if you and me, we are part of a party, it doesn't mean that we can't be part of the party. The fact that you are in the media doesn't mean you don't have an alignment. I know you are aligned with a particular party or the other. Fine. The same thing should happen to me as a civil society person, and we should be able to help them in understanding how do we select the right leaders What are those things? What are the indicators? What are those things that we need to look out for? So if all the members of the party, if I am part of the delegates, it means I know exactly what I want. I know what an ideal president of Nigeria should be.
But there are lots of factors that influence our decisions.
Yes.
Even if we know better and we are expected to act better,
yes,
there are a lot of things that becloud our judgment.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When you become an active citizen, your personal interest will be subjected to the interest of the generality. I hope you get what I'm saying. That when you are a real active citizen, you actually looking for the development of your country.
You get to influence a lot of people.
Yes, the influence, what influence your decision is most time more than what you have in mind.
But at times Nigerians have been disappointed by saying that, okay, we want to let me cite an example.
Okay.
During the course of President Goodluck Jonathan, we having him in power and we having President Muhammadu Buhari, I would say that it was because of the level of corruption that Nigeria experienced during the time of President Goodluck Jonathan that made people to say that made APC to bring the mantra of change, that okay, corruption, let us bring someone that does not have a tainted picture. This person is going to address the issue of corruption. Now the
question is, the big question should be, do they do their due diligence? Because I will tell you a story. Just 1 minute. When I campaigned against, don't let me say I campaigned against President Muhammadu Buhari, but I didn't support his election as president.
Why?
Because when I was supporting him in 2014, I was telling people, let's vote for him, let's vote for him. But my dad called me. He said, do you even know the man you are supporting? And I said, yes, I'm a political scientist, but I've actually not took my time to study the trend of things. Then he gave me, now said I should go and do my search and understand the type, because it is all that I stood for. He is actually against everything that I stood for, like freedom of speech, freedom of the media, violation of human rights, and all the rest of them. When I checked truly, I realized that this is not the type of president that I want. Are you
alleging that the president has not been meeting up with all this?
Yes, he's not been meeting up with all of them.
Well, let's see what the public has to say as regards this, because it's getting more interesting.
It was what my dad told me. You know what? I now sat down and I got exactly what I want. So that actually informed the fact that I went to tell people, it is now your choice. I'm not the one telling you to vote for this man. Vote for whoever that you want.
Well, because we are being ruled by sentiment at times, and people get to follow people blindly, thinking that they know better. So I think it is everyone's assignment. So far, you are a Nigerian to work on the kind of leader that you want. To be part of the conversation this morning, as we are enjoying the conversation, we want to enjoy it with you. Also, you can simply dial the number that is being displayed on your television screen to be part of the program, for you to tell us your opinion as regards this Naira notes and the new declaration. Like, where are we going to in Nigeria? What have we been able to achieve with all this that has been said? The numbers that are displayed, that is being displayed on your television screen, is the number to reach us on, and we will get a better conversation on that. Looking at what we have on ground now, now that we have had the CBN bringing out, directing banks to start paying the old notes and start taking back the old notes, what should we start experiencing right from now? But before you answer that question, let us quickly give this caller opportunity. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where are you calling us from?
Good morning.
Your name, sir. Your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Isaiah. I'm calling from Delta State.
From Delta State. Mr. Isaiah, let us have your opinion.
I just want to find out a few things. What's the stance of the government on the old notes? Should we start collecting the old notes after so much suffering, or what? What's the stance of the government? Because we've been through a lot. I've been to where I was supposed to save someone's life. Then the person lost his life because of the old notes issues. So I want to know what's the stance of the government on the old notes issues. We start accepting it.
Thank you. That is a big question.
That's a big question.
No.
Because government, I think government have actually mentioned that we should be accepting this money. So it becomes a big question. You know, when he asked the question, I said that's a big question. Because people refused the money. Some people wanted to spend it.
But now we now have a new directive.
Yes, we have. Yes, I know. Now this takes me to where I actually want to talk down. When we had COVID-19, you know, everybody was relaxed because every day they were telling us, giving us updates. That's what democracy should be. They was giving us updates because it's a very germane issue, a salient issue at that point in time, and they were actually giving us updates. Now, are they not seeing this as an urgent issue that even president should address us? I think CBN governor should address us as well. That we know what you have been going through. It's in just 1 minute. 1 minute will be okay. In fact, it's not even too much. We don't need their paparazzi. Don't greet us. Don't do protocol. Just tell us, yes, we said you should not accept it before. Now accept it. Case closed.
Fellow Nigerians, keep on accepting the money.
Case closed. Because the people in the rural community, you know where we live, they won't accept it.
But they listen to radio. They
listen to radio, but no radio will give you that emphatically, because it has been mentioned. Even the letter that was circulating or moving here and there, check at the bottom of that paper who signed it.
So what are you suggesting now?
For me, I believe that.
Or what should be the ideal thing to happen?
Yes, the ideal is they should be accepting it, because that is the only way we can.
And the president or the CBN governor to address Nigerians. Is that what you're saying?
For me, I think the Nigerians are waiting for the stamp of the president. Especially the rural people, and I will advise all governors to come out, just like every other governors too, to come out and say, my citizens, start accepting it. I will stand as shorty.
Let's hear from this caller. Hello, good morning. It's hanging over there. Okay, network issue. Now we've had Governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, coming out to say that his people should continue spending the money. People were actually scared. We've had also the governor of Kogi. We've had the Lagos State. We've had Ogun State. Ogun State was not even threatening that
I will
close banks, but yet
people are not accepting.
It's
because the people are waiting for the stamp from the president. When the court gave the ruling the first time, did the president say anything? He didn't say anything, and the people refused to collect it because they believe that the president, they want to hear from their president. See, what are we even discussing around here? This is our president. We voted you there. Talk to us.
Come out and talk.
Talk to us.
Speak to us directly.
And now, why am I paying for?
Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello. I think his phone is having some issue. To be with us on the program, you can simply dial the number that appears on your television screen. So it's not even we begging now.
Yes,
we voted you in.
Begging. We pay with our votes now. We pay for you to be in that office, and every day you collect VAT from me, man. Every day, just like what you display today. That's a research that says that anytime I send money to people, they deduct money from me.
Anytime you receive
money, they deduct money from it, and the government takes the lion's share.
And that is not even in line with all the card maintenance.
Yes, all those ones are another one. Act of Africa is coming up with another one just to have a kind of breakdown of all those things, so that you know the amount, the cost of putting your money in the bank. In the first place, we are saying that now. I'm not saying that we should not put our money in the bank, but there should be an intervention. There should be intervention, because all these things are killing Nigerians. Now, if I work, I labored, and I put my money in the bank, I will still have to stand at the gate like a prisoner before I can actually access the services that I'm paying for every minute I spend my money.
That is quite pathetic.
That's a lack of accountability. We have to hold everybody accountable. It is not the people in the public offices alone Even the people that are rendering service, we need to hold them accountable. Where is the place of regulating the activities of organizations? Where is the place of ensuring that people deliver quality services? I believe banks are governed by CBN. I believe part of what they are governing is level of the type of service they render to citizens. It is not just about when my money hang alone. I should be able to, as a citizen, as a customer, I should be able to ask questions. I shouldn't be, go to, I live in Ibadan, go to Baggy. I won't mention any bank. They have that kind of railings. You will see people packed. And I start to think, what's wrong with our mentality?
Now, let us say, is there any lesson that we can draw from this, or the benefits? Is there any benefit that this whole new Naira redesign policy has brought to Nigeria?
I think there's a big lesson we need to learn from this.
Or benefits?
Yes. Benefits for me. And I've mentioned it over and over anywhere I go, that any policy that is not benefiting the citizen is no policy. Is such a fantastic, useless policy that we should not even venture into in the first.
So are you saying that's of Naira?
This Naira, because it's not achieving its purpose. It's not achieving any purpose. It's only sending most Nigerians into their early grave. And even everybody wants to question me on that, do I have facts? I have facts. People died because of this. Businesses are going down. I'm affected as well. You can feel it in my bones. You can feel it in the way I talk. It affected my business. It's affecting my organization. It's affecting my life.
Well, if you are saying that, if I'm in your shoes, you can probably by now I would have broken into tears.
Seriously,
because I know how much it has affected me personally. But now moving on. What should we expect today from people transacting businesses? What should we expect as we are going out? Just as the man said, that should we start collecting it? What should we expect from banks? What should we expect from business owners? From transporters?
I can only talk as a Nigerian. I'm not in charge of CBN. I'm not the president. I'm not the governor. I'm not the bank themselves. But according to what we have seen, I think we are actually trading. We are actually going on the path that is very, very dangerous. Refusing to obey the court orders is a dangerous path that we are going, and I think it is time for us to start obeying the court. Now, Nigerian citizens, we should defy all authorities. If the Supreme Court is the custodian of our constitution, and it is the apex organization that can give verdict, then I think we should obey the apex organization and leave every other authority.
It is bigger than all
of them, in terms of who says this is the verdict.
Well, we want to appreciate you for coming on the program, Mr. John Oluwafemi from Act Up Africa. Thank you for coming around this morning. It has been a warming morning with you this morning.
Thank you.
And to you, our dear viewers, I hope you've been able to pick one or two things. And if you are saying that democracy is by the people, for the people, of the people, then we need to know our rights, and we need to start taking steps towards a better Nigeria. That will be all that we'll be having today on today's edition of AM Cafe. Tomorrow is another opportunity to join us on the program and to be part of our exciting world on Impact Television. Till tomorrow that I'll be coming your way again, I am Oluwaseun Oyebade, and do have a prosperous and each free day. Bye for now.